Stay exactly where you are. Don't move. Close your eyes if you have to, because what I am about to tell you is the reason your world has felt so heavy lately. You've been walking through your days feeling an invisible weight, a pressure on your chest that doesn't belong to you. You wake up with an unexplained anxiety, a fluttering in your stomach, or a sudden cloud of gloom that descends out of nowhere, even when things in your physical life seem fine. You've been asking yourself, what is wrong with me? Why do I feel so restless? Why do I feel like something terrible is about to happen? I am here to tell you that it isn't yours. Not a single drop of that dread belongs to your soul. You are a vessel of light, a chosen one. And because your frequency is tuned to a higher octave, you have become a lightning rod for the unhealed shadows of everyone around you. They are projecting their deepest, darkest fears onto you because they cannot handle the weight of their own existence. Have you noticed how, when you walk into a room, the energy shifts? You see the way they look at you, that flicker of discomfort in their eyes, that sudden sharp comment from a family member, or the way a coworker tries to humble you for no reason. It's because your presence acts as a divine mirror. When you stand in your truth, when you simply exist in your purity, it illuminates the things they have spent decades trying to hide from themselves. They see their own inadequacy in your confidence. They see their own stagnation in your growth. They see their own cowardice in your courage. And because they lack the strength to face their own demons, they try to give them to you. They wrap their insecurities in a package and label it with your name. They tell you that you're the one who is too sensitive, too difficult, or unstable. They project their fear of abandonment onto you by accusing you of being distant. They project their fear of failure onto you by mocking your dreams. You've been feeling this physically. Maybe it's a tightness in your throat, like you're being silenced. Maybe it's a dull ache in your lower back, the place where we carry the weight of the world. You might be experiencing sudden, sharp headaches right behind your eyes. That is the pressure of their collective mental noise trying to penetrate your psychic shield. You are exhausted not because you are weak, but because you have been subconsciously fighting a war against energy that isn't even yours. Think back to this past week. Think about that moment where you suddenly felt off after talking to someone you thought was a friend. You walked away feeling drained, depleted, and suddenly worried about things that weren't even on your mind 5 minutes prior. That wasn't a conversation, it was a psychic transfer. They dumped their trash in your temple because your gates were open. They are terrified, chosen one. The world is shifting, the masks are falling, and they can feel their old ways of manipulation losing power. They are desperate. Like a drowning person who pulls their rescuer underwater, they are trying to pull you down into their vibration of fear because misery hates to be alone, but it especially hates to be alone in the presence of someone who is free. You are the free one. You are the one who broke the cycle, and right now they are throwing every ounce of their projected terror at you to see if they can make you crack. But they don't realize who they are dealing with. They don't realize that the very light they are trying to extinguish is the only thing that could have saved them. You must understand the mechanics of this spiritual warfare, because it is not an accident that you have become the target for their psychic debris. There is a specific divine reason why the universe has allowed these projections to reach your doorstep. You are currently undergoing a massive frequency calibration. As a chosen one, your vibration is rising at an accelerated rate, moving out of the 3D density of fear and survival and into the 5D realm of sovereignty and love. But as you rise, you create a vacuum. You create a spiritual friction. The reason they are projecting their fears onto you is that your light has become a frequency mismatch for their environment. Think of your energy like a high-powered radio tower. When you begin to broadcast at a higher level, the old distorted signals, the signals of the matrix, the signals of ancestral trauma, the signals of ego, cannot coexist with you. They begin to glitch in your presence. This is why people who used to be close to you are suddenly acting out. Their spirits are literally reacting to the high voltage current running through your nervous system. The spiritual cause of this friction is a law of the universe. Light exposes everything. When you enter a space, you aren't just a person walking into a room. You are a walking portal of truth. For those who live in deception, for those who have built their entire lives on a foundation of lies and repressed shadows, your presence is an existential threat. They project their fear onto you as a defense mechanism. If they can make you believe that you are the fearful one, if they can convince you that you are the one who is losing your mind, then they don't have to look at the rot inside their own souls. They are using you as a scapegoat for their own spiritual stagnation. You are carrying the sin of the tribe. In ancient times, the tribe would heap all their transgressions onto a goat and drive it into the wilderness. In your family and your social circle, you are that goat. They project their fear of the unknown onto you because you represent the unknown. You represent the path they were too afraid to take. You represent the healing they were too lazy to do. The spiritual realm is currently in a state of high agitation. There is a separation of the wheat and the chaff occurring right now. The great partition is happening. You are being moved into a protected spiritual enclosure, but before you can fully enter that state of peace, you must be stripped of everything that isn't yours. The universe is allowing these people to project their fears onto you so that you can finally learn the art of discernment. You are being forced to look at these heavy emotions and say, "This does not belong to me." Every time a narcissist or a toxic family member throws a projection at you, calling you selfish, calling you crazy, telling you that you'll fail, it is actually a divine test of your energetic boundaries. The spiritual realm is asking you, do you know who you are, or will you still accept the definition given to you by the blind? This is a period of intense purification. The heat you feel, the pressure you feel, is the refining fire. The fear they project is the dross being burned away. You were chosen because you have the spiritual grit to handle this weight without breaking. You are an alchemist. Your soul's purpose in this phase is to take the leaden, heavy fears of the collective and the people around you and transmute them through your heart center. But you cannot do that if you are identifying with the fear. You must realize that you are the observer, not the victim. You are the mountain and their projections are merely the clouds passing by, dark and stormy, but unable to move the mountain even an inch. The reason this is happening now is because you are about to step into a position of immense spiritual authority. And a leader cannot be easily swayed by the opinions or the energies of the masses. You are being immunized against the projections of the world. Once you survive this, once you realize that their fear is just a ghost with no power, you will be untouchable. You will move through this world with a divine immunity that no weapon, no word, and no curse can penetrate. Look closely at the people who are attacking you right now. Watch their movements, the tone of their voice, and the frantic energy behind their eyes. Do you see it yet? They aren't just angry at you. They are terrified of you. The Matrix is panicking because it is losing its grip on one of its most valuable subjects. You were supposed to be the battery that powered their dysfunction. You were supposed to be the sponge that soaked up their misery forever. But you stopped playing the role, and now the entire system is glitching. The narcissists, the energy vampires, and the gatekeepers of your old life are reacting to your shift with a primal, desperate fear. They see you reclaiming your power, and to them, your empowerment feels like a personal assault. They are scared because they know deep down that they cannot survive in the atmosphere you are creating. Your frequency has become toxic to their ego. They are like deep-sea creatures that live in the dark, crushing pressure of the bottom of the ocean. When you bring the sunlight of truth down into their depths, it burns them. It blinds them. This is why their projections have become so aggressive lately. They are trying to reset you. They are throwing everything at the wall. Guilt trips, gaslighting, smear campaigns, hoping that one of these fears will stick to your soul and drag your vibration back down to their level. They need you to be afraid so they can feel safe. They need you to be confused so they can feel in control. When they look at you and see your stillness, your silence, and your refusal to react, it drives them into a frenzy. Your peace is a mirror that shows them their own inner chaos, and they cannot stand the sight of it. You must realize that you hold the ultimate power over the enemy in this scenario. Their only power is the power of suggestion. They are like a magician using smoke and mirrors to create an illusion of a monster, But you are the one holding the light that reveals the trick. They are scared of your no. They are scared of your boundaries. Most of all, they are scared of your indifference. When you reach the point where their projections no longer trigger a response in you, you have effectively exited the matrix. You have become a ghost in their machine. Notice how they try to use your empathy against you. They know you are a healer, so they project their victimhood onto you, trying to make you feel responsible for their lack of progress. They want you to believe that if you don't carry their fear, they will drown. This is a lie. It is a spiritual trap designed to keep you tethered to a sinking ship. The truth is, by refusing to carry their fear, you are actually giving them the only chance they have to face themselves. You are being cruel to their ego to be kind to their soul. The world, the system, is designed to keep the chosen one in a state of perpetual self-doubt. It uses the people closest to you as agents to deliver these payloads of fear. But look at the results. Look at the lives of the people who are judging you. Look at the fruit of their labor. Is it peace? Is it joy? Is it divine connection? No. It is bitterness, stagnation, and masks. Why would you ever accept a projection of fear from someone who hasn't mastered their own mind? You have the upper hand because you are operating from a place of spirit, while they are operating from a place of survival. They are playing checkers while you are moving in a multidimensional space they can't even perceive. Every time they project a fear onto you and you meet it with a smile or a shrug, you are reclaiming a piece of your soul that they stole years ago. You are winning the war of frequencies. You are teaching the darkness that it has no home in your temple. They are not chasing you. They are running away from the light that shines through you, and their attacks are just the splashing of a drowning ego. Deepen your breathing and listen with your soul, for we are now entering the heart of the mystery. This projection you are experiencing is not merely a social disagreement or a family feud. It is a fundamental collision of cosmic laws. There is a divine decree over your life that states, "No weapon formed against you shall prosper." But to understand why the weapon is being formed in the first place, you must understand the law of displacement. In the spiritual realm, two opposing frequencies cannot occupy the same space simultaneously. You are a carrier of the kavod, the heavy, weighty glory of the divine. As this glory increases within you, it creates a displacement of all lower energies. The people around you, those still tethered to the 3D matrix, are essentially experiencing a spiritual bends. Like a diver rising too quickly from the deep, their internal pressure is screaming. They project their fear onto you because you are the physical manifestation of the shift they are refusing to acknowledge. This is the fulfillment of the prophecy of the remnant. In every age, a small group is called out, the chosen, to act as the vanguard for a new consciousness. Your life is a blueprint. The universe is using your current isolation and the intense projections of others to calibrate your internal compass to true north. If the world loved you, you would be of the world. But because the world, and even those you once called your people, projects fear, judgment, and malice onto you, it is the ultimate confirmation that you have been set apart for a sacred purpose. Think of the law of the mirror. The universe is a hall of mirrors, but for the chosen one, the mirror is reversed. When the enemy or the unhealed looks at you and sees something wrong, they are actually seeing the divine correction of their own life. They call you arrogant because your self-worth is no longer negotiable. They call you lost because you have abandoned their map of misery. They call you cold because you have finally stopped setting yourself on fire to keep them warm. These are not insults. They are descriptions of your liberation. The theological truth of your existence is that you are a light bearer in a time of great darkness. In the ancient texts, it is written that the darkness comprehended it not. The word comprehend in the original sense means to overtake or extinguish. The darkness of their fear cannot overtake your light, so it tries to surround it with a fog of projection. They are trying to create a false self for you to inhabit. They want to trap you in a mental prison where you are constantly defending your character against ghosts. But the great architect of the universe has a different plan. Every projection they throw at you is being intercepted by divine grace and turned into fuel for your ascension. The more they call you weak, the more the universe pours strength into your marrow. The more they project their fear of lack onto you, the more the windows of heaven open to provide for you in ways that defy logic. You are being sustained by a hidden manna that they cannot see. You are witnessing the closing of the age. The old systems of control rely on the fear of death, the fear of judgment, and the fear of exclusion. By projecting these fears onto you, the Matrix is testing the integrity of your new Earth frequency. If you can stand in the middle of a hurricane of projection and feel nothing but compassion, or even a divine indifference, you have passed the final initiation. You are no longer a student, you are a master of energy. The specific prophecy for your life is this: you will become a sanctuary for others. But you cannot be a sanctuary if you are still triggered by the storms of the broken. You are being hardened, not in heart, but in spirit. You are being made diamond-souled. A diamond is only formed under the kind of intense, crushing pressure you have been feeling lately. The projections of the world are the very tools God is using to polish your surface until you can reflect the light without distortion. You are not being punished. You are being prepared for a weight of glory that would crush anyone else. Now take a deep, grounding breath. Feel the soles of your feet connecting to the heart of the earth. You have traveled through the shadows of their projections. You have understood the spiritual mechanics of their fear, and you have seen the divine blueprint of your own ascension. Now it is time for the activation. It is time to seal your energy and step into the role of the untouchable observer. The first practical step in your liberation is the great disconnect. You must stop trying to explain your light to people who are in love with their darkness. Every time you defend yourself against a false projection, you are handing your power back to the person who tried to steal it. From this moment on, your silence is your greatest weapon. When they project their fear onto you, do not argue. Do not weep. Do not try to prove your worth. Simply look at them with the eyes of the divine and say to yourself, I do not accept this delivery. Return to sender. You must learn to distinguish between your emotions and the static in the air. When that sudden wave of dread hits you, ask the Holy Spirit, ask the universe, is this mine? If it is not yours, imagine it falling off your shoulders like a heavy, gray cloak, dissolving into the earth to be composted into something new. You are a temple, and you are the only one with the keys to the gate. You have the right, no, you have the divine obligation to evict any frequency that does not serve your highest good. Let us seal this message with a prayer of activation and protection. If you are in a safe place, place your hand over your heart and feel the rhythm of your life force. Divine Creator, source of all light, I stand before you as a chosen one, a sovereign being of the highest frequency. I thank you for the mirror of my enemies, for they have shown me how bright I truly shine. Right now, I invoke the law of divine immunity. I command every projection, every curse, every fear, and every shadow that has been cast upon me to be broken. I strip these labels from my spirit. I wash my mind in the waters of truth. I declare that I am not the fear of my family. I am not the insecurity of my peers. I am not the anxiety of the collective. I am a pillar of peace in the center of the storm. I call back every fragment of my power that I have leaked into the lives of the ungrateful. I pull my energy back into my own center, 360 degrees above and below. I am sealed in a cocoon of golden light that only love can penetrate. I pray for those who project their pain onto me. I pray that they find the courage to face their own shadows so that they no longer have to fear my light. But until they do, I place a hedge of protection between my world and theirs. I am walking into my destiny with clear eyes and a light heart. The weight is gone. The chains are melted. I am free. As you move forward from this moment, watch how the world changes. Because you have refused to carry their fear, those who projected it will have no choice but to deal with it themselves. You will see some people fall away from your life entirely. Let them go. They were only held to you by the hooks of your empathy. Others may finally be inspired to heal because they can no longer use you as a crutch. Either way, you are winning. You have been activated. You have been cleared. You are the chosen one, and your light is now an impenetrable shield. Go forth and walk in your power, for the world is waiting for the version of you that no longer bows to fear. If this message reached your soul today, I want you to claim your freedom in the comments. Type "I return the weight" to let the universe know you are done carrying what isn't yours. Subscribe to this frequency to stay aligned with your high calling. You are not alone. We are the chosen, and we are rising together. I will see you in the next transmission. Stay in the light.